As we know, we've had the release of the car list for Season 4 Test Drive Unlimited Super Crown. And I want to talk about it a little bit more in depth today, take a look at the cars that we're going to get, and give my thoughts behind them. Are we excited? Is this a lackluster release? Or is there maybe a little bit more beneath the surface? Well, there's actually a bit of everything in amongst that. Yes, I would argue the fact that yes, it may be a bit of a lackluster release. Much the same what we've already got in game. But in the same aspect, it's also a little bit different. Some of the cars we're getting that yes, they are much the same that what we've already got in the game, have got unique twists. The Aston Martin we're in just now is one of those examples. But with us being just 5 days out for Season 4 for the release of these new cars, what is it about the new ones that perhaps excite me a little bit, that make me look forward to seeing them? First of all, we will kick things off here over at the British car showroom, over at Poc Fulam. And many people have already said there's too many Aston Martins in this game. With the Vantage, the 2018 Vantage that is, and we've already seen the DB11. Two of the Aston Martins we've already got, and of course if we do head up towards the north of the map to the British Performance Garage, we've got that Aston Martin Vulcan. But this season brings us two new vehicles. First of all, we've got the Aston Martin Valour. This shouldn't be a surprise, as we already knew it was coming. Sitting right inside of the centre of the Solar Hotel, the Aston Martin Valour was going to be, or is, the Solar Court Prize vehicle. Largely unattainable via the ranked racing. This year is going to be in the showrooms. I, for one, am excited. I think this car looks unbelievably unique. It's going to be something a little bit different for us all to drive in. It would be nice to hear the sound of it in the game, but unfortunately, we can't hear it. So the Valour, the Valour, however it is you want to pronounce it, I am actually quite excited. It's a very unique looking car. It's going to be a lot of fun to drive. I would hate to be the person that would have to clean those wheels, because they look like they would be a nightmare, but nonetheless, a nice addition to the Aston Martin ranks. But then of course we can mention the Aston Martin DB11 Volante. This was obviously going to be the Volante. We spoke about this early. The giveaway was the rear spoiler in my opinion. And yes, we already have the 2018 DB11 in the showrooms. That rear spoiler, just to kind of talk about it, we can see just here. It was a giveaway. Yes, we've already got the DB11 in the game. Yes, we're basically getting a copy and paste vehicle, with it being a drop top, but the most recent live weekly event showing there is a use for drop tops in the game is something different to bolster the roster in-game with another Aston Martin. And to be honest, who wouldn't want more Aston Martins? First of all, just listen to the noise when this Aston Martin starts up. It sounds absolutely ridiculous. A fantastic sounding car, and for the most part, a fantastic handling car. So another Aston Martin, another car that we've already got in game. I'm fairly looking forward to it. Maybe not the most exciting of releases. I'm happy to see more Aston Martins in the game. Next up, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the Lamborghini. This one right here, I've got the Huracán Performante Fluoro Capsule. This of course was the reward for grinding the Lamborghini Huracán races. This of course was the side mission on the map, push the left bumper. We have all these side missions right here. This was the reward for completing out the Lamborghini Huracán missions that secondary tasks, that we had. If I could find it right here. We had to obviously win 50 races with the Performante. We obviously got 250,000 rewards and the 2017 Fluoro Capsule. I then went on to spend a lot of time building this car to being the off-road supercar that I wanted in this game. Granted, we don't have the particularly best set of off-road races for supercars, if any. It is a challenge to find them, but with us now getting the Lamborghini Sterrato in the game, it fills me with a lot of excitement. Not many car games so far have got the Sterrato. If this is then going to open up the door for some off-road racing in the Sterrato, maybe some cross-country racing, is this then going to open the door for more cars of that type to come into the game and more off-road cross-country racing with supercars? Something I would love to see in the game. I spoke about it before when I have the F-Type SVR. Again, not everybody has got that car, but it is fantastically capable for many different styles of racing, off-road included. Much like this Sterrato, off-road racing in supercars is just bonkers. So to have a car specific for that in the Sterrato, I think is an incredibly good thing. I think it's going to look fantastic, sound fantastic in the game, and I am extremely excited to see it coming to Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Moving on, we can now come over to the classic car showroom in the district, Western District, my word, and talk about the Porsche 911, that thumbnail picture which looks absolutely extraordinary. 558,000, many people will have already bought the 911 in game. Adding to what is already a fairly stacked roster of Porsches, in particular 911s, with the 911 Carrera Coupe, the 911 Adventure that we were given as compensation, the 911R, the 918 Spider, the Porsche Cayenne Turbo. We've already got a good roster of Porsches so far. So as soon as I seen this image of the 911 widebody VR, I got very excited. We're getting body kits into the game. We can start to personalise some of these Porsches more. Well, unfortunately that is not the case. Instead of applying a body kit to a car we've already got, the widebody 911 VR is going to be a separate car altogether. It's going to be added to the showrooms. Slightly disappointing, the option of simply adding the body kit to the car, whichever 911 it may have been, and adapting the body kit to perhaps fit the Adventurer would have been a fantastic addition into the game. For whatever reason, that's not what we're going to get. It will be a completely separate car, but fortunately we won't have to buy it. It does come as part of the Solar Pass, potentially coming into those showrooms like I mentioned a little bit later. That of course is yet to be seen. But given the fact that we're now going to start to see, first of all, the first ever body kit car in Test Drive, but we're starting to see possible customization. Is this 911 widebody VR the test bed for what may be to come? I try to look at this as a glass half full perspective. Yes, it is another one of the same cars, but is this the test bed of what may be to come, the future? That they're going to start to open the door for potential further customization and personalization of the cars in game. I look at it as a good thing. Once again, glass half full kind of guy. I cannot wait to see this 911 widebody VR in the game. First of all, it looks insane, and I personally can't wait to use it. Secondly, it's another car that we could potentially be doing something very different with. Now we can move on to something that's perhaps a little bit more controversial. Yes, right now I am in the Audi RS e-tron GT. No, we're not getting more electric Audis in the game. But this is controversial to me, and may just be me alone, may just be my personal opinion. But EV cars in this game don't excite me. You guys are probably sick of hearing about that by now. I talk about it a lot. This of course was a reward from the Solar Pass, Season 1 or Season 2, whichever one it was, I've lost track. A largely useless car. For the longest time it was too heavy. Yes, they've done some work, they've better balanced it. It just doesn't excite me in this game. And that of course also applies when we come over to the German performance garage here at Aberdeen. We have got more EVs in this game, unfortunately for some. We've also got that Porsche Taycan. Now again, another controversial car. We know this car is extremely broken in Test Drive. Albeit an insanely fast car, many people love it because they can blast through a lot of the Grand Tourer deliveries, the Grand Tourer missions, sorry, and races. But just listen to it. Is this really what you want to be running around a racing game, a driving game with? For me, it just simply isn't. And this of course brings us over to talk about the DeLorean Alpha5. A very unique car, a car we're likely never ever going to see in real life, because it was cancelled. But we're getting it in Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, so of course it then opens the door up to maybe more EV cars. Maybe we see the introduction of a Tesla or a BYD or something to that kind of effect. Maybe not the bigger brands, it would cost an extreme amount of money for the license, which as we know is a bit of an issue with Test Drive. But when we're looking at these cars, yes they're cool, yes they're unique, yes I have one in real life. But is this what you want to be running around a driving game with? Listening to the overly emphasised electric noise that's replicated from the motors? It's not for me. It might just be my personal opinion on it. But we are going to get that unique very unique DeLorean Alpha5 is another car to bolster the roster. I'm not overly elated by it, but I may be surprised. It may be fantastically broken in the game, and we may just love it. So I am eagerly anticipating the arrival of the DeLorean Alpha5. And whilst we are here, we may as well talk about the big one, the casino car. We're of course getting the Mercedes-AMG GT Black Series, not to be mistaken by the Mercedes-AMG GTR. These are very different cars overall. With the AMG GT Black Series more focused towards racing, with that LS2 flat plane crankshaft and 720 horsepower over the standard V8 AMG GTR with 577 horsepower, this is going to be a very interesting dynamic shift. And again, this could lead to more possibilities. Now yes, the AMG GTR does sound fantastic in the game. Yes, it's a brilliant GT car, in the wrong category in my opinion, but nonetheless a fantastic car you've already got. The addition of the GT Black Series that sounds completely different to this car. I cannot wait for you guys to hear it if you haven't already heard the leaks. When you hear this car in game, the Black Series that would be, you will realise how much difference that flat plane crankshaft it truly makes. But the GT Black Series is a lot rarer, it's a lot dearer, it's a lot faster, and it's more focused towards racing, which you may be surprised by because this AMG GTR looks like a bona fide race car, a GT car for that fact. But the massive difference we're going to get across these two cars, I hope we see come through in game, because they truly are completely different things. They may look fairly similar, but I promise you right now, they are very much different cars. So again, anticipation is high to see this AMG GT Black Series when it does come to the game, whenever we can get our hands on it by winning it through the casino. I am very excited to see that one. Probably the one I've got the most anticipation for, purely for the noise of that flat plane crankshaft. I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts, my honest opinions on them, why I am genuinely looking forward to them. No, it's not optimal. Yes, I would rather see a complete different variety of cars overall. JDM cars, Asian cars for that fact. Skylines, Subarus, Mitsubishis, Toyotas, whatever. Chances are some of those cars we're not going to see in game because the issue of promoting illegal straight racing and all that kind of thing. We've seen it previously with Toyota. We're not going to get every car in this game, and we have to accept that fact. The cars that we are getting, yes, for the most part, we've already got some of the similar cars already. But look at it through the lens of the glass being half full, guys. It's some new cars, it's some different cars to explore. The Valour, the GT Black Series, the DeLorean Alpha5, and then obviously that very unique 911 with the white body kit. I personally am looking forward to it. The glass half full as always. Can't wait to see what we've got in store. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions on everything I spoke about in today's video in the comments section, guys. If you haven't done so already, please do smash that like button and consider subscribing. And of course, stay tuned for more updates. Test Drive Unlimited, Solar Crowd.